Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. I'm Linda Karnauskas, and I want to thank you for joining us on this Friday, October 14th. We have an informative show for you today. We'll be visiting with Mark Schultz, who's the incumbent for the District 3 Steele County Commissioner's race, and then we'll be talking to candidate Rick Gnemi. And also in the second half of the program, we'll be talking with Corky Ebeling, who's the incumbent for the 4th District, and Jim Abbe, who's the candidate. So we have an informative show for you today. You'll want to stay tuned. And it's Friday, so is the day that we take special recognition for our sponsors. The Owatonna Today Show thanks the following sponsors of this program. Our premier sponsors are City of Owatonna, Express Employment Professionals, and Owatonna Public Utilities. Our primary sponsors are Amy Swain Hearing Centers, Anytime Fitness, Bev Cashman for Minnesota State Representative, District 24A, Fairway Foods, Little Theater of Owatonna, Owatonna Foundation, United Way of Steele County. Our interlude sponsors are Bremer Bank, Brenda Bednar Mortgage Office, Cedar Valley Services, Glenn Mager and Michael Mager of the Brick Mager Funeral Home and Medford Funeral Home, Carlson Branstead and Company CPAs, ERA Gillespie Real Estate, Fairview Animal Medical Center, Horizon Eye Care, Owatonna Business Incubator, Sign Pro and Auto Trim Design, Steele County Historical Society, Steele County Transitional Housing, the Third Hand Video Productions, Tri-M Graphics, and TPS Insurance. And we hope you will support these fine Owatonna businesses that support the Owatonna Today Show. Please say thanks to them when you see them out and about. Without their support, this show couldn't continue. And then we're always looking for more sponsors of the Owatonna Today Show. So if you are a business and you would like more information about becoming a sponsor, please contact our producer, Leanne Alt, at 390-5751. Leanne would love to hear from you. We will take a short break to hear a message from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with the candidates for the 3rd District. So please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Giltvet.
And I'm Dr. Nick Vincelli of Horizon Eye Care.
We want you to see what you love and love how you see. We're proud sponsors of the Owatonna Today Show.
I needed more than just another dead-end job. I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
With the kids off to college, I decided it was time for me to go back to work and express myself.
Express got me in touch with some really great companies. Now I'm on my way to a great career.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
United Way of Steele County has kicked off the 2016 campaign. This year's corporate campaign leader is Go for Sport. Our goal is $700,000. Be part of the change you want to see in the community. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we're about to visit with the District 3 Steele County Commissioner seat. Mark Schultz is the incumbent, and Rick Gnemi, you are the candidate. Mark, before we get on with anything, why don't you explain the boundaries, what the boundaries are for our district?
The
District
boundaries
3.
of the 3rd District are comprised of the 5th Ward, 1st Precinct, and the 3rd Ward, 1st and 2nd Precinct. And it's School Street on the south, goes north along Cedar. It cuts over on 11th Street to Elm, and it goes north all the way to 26th Street, and everything west of there would be District 3.
Okay, thank you, Mark. We have you warmed up, so why don't you tell a little bit about yourself, your involvement in the community, your years in the community, what you've done, and comment on your job position, volunteer work,
Sure.
etc.
I've been the county commissioner for the past 10 years for District 3. I was county board chair in 2008 and 2013. I am currently employed with the United States Postal Service. I've been there for 33 years. I have lived and worked in District 3 for the past 30 years. I've been married to my wife Dawn since 1993. We have a 16-year-old daughter named Amelia. She's currently a junior in high school. I'm very active in community service. I'm a true believer in volunteerism, and I would love to see everybody, if they're possible, to find something that they're passionate about and volunteer a couple hours a month for the good of the community. I think it would be a great thing. My passion is public safety. I've been a volunteer for 22 years with the Steele County Skywarn. We have an emergency operations center in the basement of the fire hall. We get called out to do spotting during severe weather to look for tornadoes. Also, for 22 years, I've been a volunteer for the Steele County Deputies. I do security for the nonprofits in the county during their fundraising events. And some of those organizations include the Owatonna Arts Center, Steele County Historical Society, and the Steele County Free Fair.
Okay. Mark, what are some of your involvements?
Rick.
Or Rick, I'm sorry, I'm going here. I'm sorry, Rick, what are some of your involvements?
I've been an owner-operator of the Owatonna for, it's called Name Your Appraisal. I've worked for the banks for the past 40-plus years. I've owned also, I'd like to thank all you out there, by the way, for taking the time to let us come and speak with you, both Mark and myself. Thank you very much, Linda. I've been owner-operator of the Name Your Appraisal for the past 40 years. I've owned and operated, where we have an assisted living. I have various properties and rental properties. I also teach continuing education for both the realtors and for the assessors on an annual basis. I also believe in, as far as, I'm more concerned with your character than with your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what people think you are.
Great. Well, good thing.
I also have, as far as my core goals, I believe in God first. I believe in family. I believe in service to others, as he mentioned, service. I believe in integrity of character, as I just mentioned a moment ago. I have a high standard of work ethic. I believe in rule of law. I believe in love of country. I also believe in, as far as loving the state, and I love our county. Because I feel that we are misspending and misappropriating money.
Okay.
I feel that that's what I'm here is for, to make a change.
Okay, Rick, let's bring us to the next question, which is a compound question, and I'll let you go first. Why did you decide to run for office, and what qualifications do you feel you bring to this office should you be elected?
Well, I am strictly a budget person. I've done it basically my whole life, and as far as economics and understanding it. There's various areas. I believe that the Owatonna Detention Center has been deficit spending for the last couple of years. We have CODA that has not done well over the past 3 years. Also, when we moved out of Cedar View, that's been sitting vacant for the last number of years. We've let that. They were going to do various things. I feel the best thing as far as me helping, if I get elected, I want to make sure that Cedar View has, I think we should make that into apartments and partial, okay?
Thank you. Okay, Mark, the same question now I'll pose to you. Why did you decide to run for office again, and what qualifications do you bring?
Well, as I stated earlier, I've lived in the district for over 30 years. I'm easily accessible to the residents, and I get great fulfillment in responding to their concerns and needs. And I also like enjoy being involved in supporting our community. And with my experience, I would like to continue serving the citizens of Steele County by making county government even better, more efficient, spending tax dollars wisely while being open and transparent. And some of my qualifications would be 10 years serving on various boards and committees at the state and county level. I'm a graduate of Winona State University. I've attended the Blandon Community Leadership Program, and I'm also currently certified as County Board of Appeal and Equalization Board member.
Great. I will offer the next question to you first. Why do you feel, what do you feel are several of the important issues facing our county and our district?
One of the issues would be replacing the Public Works building. That building has been involved in a flood twice in the last 6 years. The county board's been wrestling with that building for the past 6 years. We recently got funding from FEMA for $1.6 million. And also, because of the experience on the board, the Steele County was included for $4 million on the state bonding bill to help go towards paying off that new building. And next year, July 1st of 2017, we'll be switching from probation services to community services. It's a proactive criminal justice system. It gives the county more leverage and control over the felons in the county. It uses evidence-based practices to help reduce jail reentry and reduce victims in the community. It also goes hand in hand with our recent truancy court and drug court, and also our dual recovery at the jail, which deals with chemical dependency and mental health issues. And the last one would be, we recently approved an economic development authority for Steele County, and that would help business retention and recruitment, workforce development, and also affordable housing.
Okay, great. Rick, what do you feel are some of the issues that are important to the county at this time?
Just as I mentioned previously, we have the Steele County Detention Center. We have to have that. However, it's been deficit spending since basically almost the time it was initially erected. You have CODA, which has also lost money the last 2 years, and we've let Cedar View just sit vacant. We also have, as far as he mentioned, as far as building a new facility, I think that's fine as far as building a county shop. However, I think $6 million would have been more in line instead of spending $12.5 million. We got some bonding. However, if that was the case, I'm for keeping taxes in line and not for deficit spending. We have schools, we got a community center, we have other things that would be, for our area, would be much more, I would advocate that than I would building, as far as building a county shop.
Okay. I will give you the next question first, which kind of works hand in hand with that answer. What do you hope to accomplish if you are elected?
As far as being accountable and as far as people saying, I work very closely with budgets. My job has always been to keep spending in line, keep our taxes in line so people want to move here, not to have the highest taxes, but to have some of the most equitable taxes as far as being in the state. I feel also the various areas that we have as far as we've spent, such as CODA. We didn't even talk about Min Prairie. That's another thing that's been a debacle. I feel these things need to be looked at very carefully. My job basically is to work with budgets and to work with the people as far as being accessible to the people. I think we should at least every month make it so people can see us and come and talk with us, and we also put something in the paper that they can see on a weekly basis.
Okay. Mark, what have been one or two of your accomplishments you'd like to share?
One of the things I'm most proud of is when I first got elected, I was appointed to the Steele County Historical Society board as the liaison. And I was on that board during the vision, planning, and completion of the new History Center. That was a $3.3 million building that was built totally by private donations. And that's proof that government doesn't have to do it all. And a couple other things in the past few years I'm very proud of is saving taxpayers millions of dollars. One is saving approximately $6.5 million on the old Highway 14 mediation settlement with MnDOT. And as I stated earlier, without an experienced board, we would not have got the $4 million to be included in Steele County on the state bonding bill. And also we refinanced the detention center bond, and that'll save taxpayers $1 million over the next 10 years.
Great. Well, quickly, we're going to have to wrap up here, but I quickly ask you this question, and if you can kind of prioritize it in one or two words. Why should the voters vote for you? Mark, you first.
Me? Well, I have the knowledge and experience of being on the board for the past 10 years, and I know Rick has concerns about the finances, but we had our yearly audit 2 weeks ago by Clifton Larson Allen.
Okay. All right. So,
it.
and Rick, why should they vote for
I
you?
have just, as simple as this, just say no to the status quo and say yes to stop spending in excess.
Okay, great. Thank you for coming, gentlemen.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time. We will take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with the candidates from the 4th District, so please stay with us.
Hi, Brad here from Owatonna Senior Place. Our goal at Senior Place is to involve, enrich, and empower adults 50 years of age or better to live as independently as possible in our communities. We do this by promoting wellness through recreational, educational, and social opportunities, as well as being a referral source for services available within our area. Activities and programming at our center emphasize creating and maintaining independence in all phases of life. Come see what Senior Place has to offer. Live full, live well, and live long.
Amy Swain Hearing Centers is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better.
I'm Dan Branstead of Carlson Branstead and Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
At Triumph Graphics, we think beyond ink. That's why you should make us your source for creative concept, design, print, mail, and web. Check us out today at triumphgraphics.com.
Hello, my name is Katie Marshall. A year ago, my family and I became homeless. We were scared and alone. Today, with the help of Steele County Transitional Housing and generous donors like you, my family and I are safely housed. I am working, going to college, paying my rent on time. My children have a warm bed to sleep in every night. My family and I are so grateful for this second chance. Please help others in need by donating to transitional housing today. Everyone deserves a safe place to live.
Cedar Valley Services, located at the corner of Rose and Grove in Owatonna, provides an array of services for people with disabilities in Steele County. CVS thanks the entire community, especially our business customers, for supporting us in Owatonna for 43 years. Thank you from CVS.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. We'll be visiting here with the incumbent, Corky Ebeling, and the candidate, Jim Abbe, for the 4th District of the Steele County Commission seats. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Well, first, Corky, why don't you give us the boundaries of the 4th District so everyone will know?
Well, it's the northeast corner of the city. You got Cedar and Rose as two of the main streets, and then up to 22nd, then takes a jog over and goes up to 26th Street with the city limits on the east boundary.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Corky, years in community, your job position and volunteer work, etc.
Okay, well, I was born and raised in Steele County, raised on a dairy farm southwest of Owatonna, and raised a family here. I have 4 generations of my family living in Steele County. I've worked for this City of Owatonna Parks and Recreation Department for over 39 years now. Been involved in the community in many different ways throughout my entire career. Volunteer wherever I can, get involved wherever I can. The Fair Board is a big one. That volunteer for my tournament in the spring, which I started. Now I'm basically a figurehead there, but I help out again, volunteering, grilling, doing the fun stuff now there. And so yeah, I've lived here my whole life and worked here my whole life.
Okay. Jim, I ask you the same question. Tell us about yourself, years in the community, your job position, volunteerism.
Sure. Well, my name is Jim Abbe. I'm running for 4th District County Commissioner. A little bit about me. I'm 52 years old, born and raised in southeast Steele County, oldest of 5 children. Like Corky, several generations of Abbeys have called Steele County home, so real proud of that. Volunteer work. Until recently, the bulk of our volunteer time was spent with our children. 2 children growing now, but like I said, until recently we were involved with them at their school, either school functions, sporting events, band, choir, athletics. We would volunteer as much as possible there. I'm also a member of the local KC's Elks Club member and like Corky, a Fair Board member, so we volunteer some time on that. Back when our kids were younger, they were at St. Mary's School, so we volunteered our time on the Night of Nights auction committee, so we spent a lot of time there and pulling that event off. It's a big fundraiser for St. Mary's School, and the community was good to come out and support them. Feel real good about that. So.
Great. I'm going to ask you first the next
Sure.
question. Why did you decide to run for office, and what qualifications do you feel you bring to this position?
Well, I've always had an interest in politics, primarily local politics. I feel it's a good opportunity for me to get involved here and be part of a change. What was the second question? I'm sorry.
What were your what do you feel your qualifications
my qualifications,
are?
I'm sorry. Well, my current job and prior to what I'm doing now is working in construction, so I understand the construction aspect of what's going on, and, with this new county shop that's coming up, so I would have a general understanding of how that all comes together. I currently work as a property director at Lifestyle Incorporated, a management company in town here in the business side, so I have the construction side and the business side, so I understand both aspects of that. On the construction side, or the business side, I should say, on a day-to-day, we work with budgets. I work with employees. I work with customers. So I think all of that translates well into what would be a responsibility being a county commissioner.
Okay, great. And now I ask you, Corky, why did you decide to protect your seat, so to speak, and what qualifications do you feel you bring to the office?
Well, I've always had a passion for community and civic involvement. I've did it my entire life. From a real young age of 18, I've been involved in the community, and I've held a lot of leadership responsibilities with those positions on the job and in my volunteer work, and so I bring that experience to the job. I've dealt with budgets, with city budget, I've dealt with government, I've dealt with construction, I've dealt with employees, and so I bring a wealth of experience to the county board. And with 7 years going on my 8th year now, I bring in the county experience back and keep things running smoothly. And so yeah, my leadership and my community involvement are my biggest experiences that I think bring value to the sport.
So Jim, I'm going to ask you the same question. What do you feel are several important issues facing the county at this time?
Well, I feel we have several issues facing the county at this time, and they've all been well publicized, and Corky touched on them a little bit. Like I said, it's been in the paper, and it's pretty much a hot topic within the community. The biggest being the moving forward with that county shop or that project. I think there's a disconnect between what the community wants and what the board is proposing. We have some issues with CODA. That project out there is upside down. We're losing money on that. Every year it's costing the taxpayers a bundle of money. And then Minn Prairie, by all accounts, is struggling a bit and needs some little different direction on where we go with Minn Prairie.
Okay. I will ask the next question to you first. What has been some of, or what do you hope to accomplish if you are elected to this position?
Well, that kind of ties into the last question. I hope to right the ship, so to speak, on a few of these issues. I'd like to dig in and figure out what we can do to help Minn Prairie be more viable. There seems to be a disconnect with the employees and Minn Prairie staff. I've talked to several of them, and there seem to be issues there. I'd like to work, if I am elected, work with the people of the community, let them know that we're looking at other options for the county shop, if there's any way to reverse that, and maybe build something that's more in line with what the community wants. And then CODA. I'm not sure how we address CODA. That's a big topic and a big issue within this community that I feel needs to be addressed.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Corky, what do you hope, or what have been some of your accomplishments since being in office?
Well, transparency, I think, is number one in trying to get our board meetings and everything, get the word out to the people to know what we're doing and what we're all about. Before we came on the board, there was not much. Since that time, now our board meetings are online, streamed online. We have 2 newspapers. We have a Facebook page. We have a website that's updated. We have a real-time financials being on NeoGov on our website. And so we did a lot of things in transparency. And then planning for the future, again, with our strategic planning and the CODA, like Jim mentioned. That's run by the Steele County Community for a Lifetime, not the county, and it's run by a nonprofit group out there that the county has board members sitting on it, but it's run by that group, and there's no taxpayers' money other than what was pledged at the beginning of that. In the county shop, it's a large project, again, planned before I became on the board, and we're planning for the future, and that's what I believe in. I was told you can't put money away today for tomorrow when you're paying taxes. That's what debt's about, and that's what bonding is about. And so you build for the future. My old saying is, when they built the courthouse back in whenever, the late 1800s, I'm sure they didn't have money just flush, and they were able to, they didn't build a one-story log building. They built what we have today over 150 years later, and this shop is being planned, and it's not a shop, it's a complex. And with the money that we've gotten pledged through FEMA and the state bonding, it's affordable.
Okay. One big question we're going to answer here quickly. Why should the voters vote for you, Corky?
Well, my passion for the community. I've shown it my entire life. I've got a passion for this community, and I want to continue to do that. I feel I've done a very good job at it. I've decided I'm going to retire from my job, and I can do this full time. You're able to do it, but you can only do so much on your own time. And so being full-time commissioner, you can work with state, you can work with federal government, you can spend more time at it, and I'm going to give everything I got for being a county commissioner.
Okay, thank you. Jim, I pose, why should the voters vote for you?
At least you vote for me because I'd like to bring a new vision to the county. I think we, as I alluded to earlier, we should go in a different direction. We need to listen to the voters of Steele County, make sure that their voices are being heard, that we're representing them fairly. I'm going to go back to this public works facility. I used the wrong term, county shop. It's not a county shop. They're saying that they're not in favor of that. I've talked to hundreds and hundreds of voters across District 4, and the message is clear that they're not in favor of moving forward with that. I understand Corky's saying we need to have a vision. I want to bring a different vision.
Okay, thank you, Jim.
You're welcome.
Sorry, our time has run out. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
And for
Thank you.
Educating our viewers. We will take a short break to hear word from our sponsor, and then we'll be right back, so please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Bev Cashman. I'm running for the House of Representatives in District 24A. Good government works when all legislators agree to listen to each other, to work together, and compromise to serve the best interests of their constituents. I will do that. As your legislator, my goal will be to help resolve difficult issues rather than simply blame the other party for failing to act. Please vote for me, Bev Cashman, on November 8th.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. We hoped you enjoyed visiting with the candidates from the 3rd and 4th District for the Steele County Commissioner seats. Now it's time for our community announcements. Owatonna Foundation Week will be October 10th through the 16th. They're going to be having events this Saturday, October 15th, the Saturday morning coffee at the Owatonna Foundation office, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Also, join us for the first annual Chubb's Brew Barbecue, Saturday, October 15th. Doors open at 4 p.m. It's at Ritchie Brothers. Don't miss this fun evening out to support a great cause. Proceeds raised through this will go to the Juan Verrill Jr. Memorial, and fund will go to Owatonna ISD 761 for youth activities. Well, that's all we have for you today. We hope that you will join us on Monday when we'll interview the candidates for the 5th District for the Steele County Commissioner seat, and then we'll be on location to hear all about the LTO play. So until Monday, have a great weekend.